Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond the Bread. I'm Frank. Again, thank you for clicking the link. Thank you for reading Break Bread, Break Chains devotional. If you haven't already, make sure you go to breakbreadbreakchains.com, subscribe to the newsletter where you can get all the latest devotionals as well as any other content that we produce. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my friend Giovanni Kennedy. He encouraged me. He said, "Man, I read your devotional. I read Break Bread, Break Change, but you need to take it up step. You need to go to the video, put it online." So I said, "Okay, am I going to do that?" And I decided to do it. So thank God that he used my friend to speak to me and share that with me. So shout out to Gino. I appreciate your encouragement. I appreciate your reading. This week, Beyond the Bread, before I get started on what I'm going to say, it's just a kind of a little bit of a more of a supplement to what was in the devotional. It's not meant to be a long sermon because we're all busy. We don't have time to listen to another sermon, but this is more of a 5 minute kind of just like, hey, here's some more insight into some of the text and some of the subject matter that we covered. So the subject matter or the title for this week's devotional was a new thing, and I focused on Isaiah 43, chapter 18. Excuse me, Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 through 21. And what's interesting about it is, I use the analogy of what's going on with Colorado and Deion Sanders and how he's doing things a lot differently, and people are expecting things to have to be done a certain way, and he's kind of delivering a rebirth to that college football program, doing a new thing. Certainly in the text in Isaiah chapter 43, 18 through 21, we see something similar where God is, promising deliverance to the Israelites despite their exile to Babylon. And he's saying, I'm going to deliver you, but it's not going to be, like it was in the past, like it was before. And I want to back up kind of where I want to start speaking with a little bit more insight is from Isaiah 43:14. And from that point there, and like I said, you can go back and definitely read this in your own text. I read generally from the Holman Christian Standard Bible. But in that text, 14 through 17, before we get to 18 through 21, God is saying that I'm going to take down the Babylonians, even though they're the ones who are oppressing you, they eventually will fall due to their pride. And one of the things that I got from that text was, and I want to read my note here just so I get it right, is God will use those who fall by pride to refine those he loves. And that's such a powerful thing to think, because we think sometimes people who are very prideful or whatever, that there's, we're like, well, they're going to fall, they're going to, but it's like can still use those people or groups to refine us, even if they are in the wrong. And he very clearly says in that text, 14 through 17, Isaiah 43, that the Babylonians will fall. Their pride in their ships, their pride in their military strength will be their undoing. They will fall. But they are still going to be the ones to oppress you. And I will deliver you. And I think the key in that is that God is getting the glory in everything. And I think that's the real factor, is God gets the glory. So when Israel was delivered, from Egypt, God got the glory. He opened up the, Red Sea, obviously swallowed the Egyptians. And now he's saying, even though I'm putting you into captivity for 70 years in a foreign land, when I bring you back, when I humble the people that, oppressed you, I will get the glory. And so I want to kind of end with this is, what in our lives now are we not allowing to refine us? Are we feeling like, well, this thing is not good or bad, or we're fighting against it? And God is saying, yes, I know that this thing, I know that this job, I know that this spouse, I know that this situation is not godly, but I need you to stay, and I need you to stay the course in it, because in that I'm trying to refine something in you. I'm trying to get you into a position where you can reap what I have always from the beginning of time had for you. A lot of us are stuck because we hop from, job to job, spouse to spouse, whatever, relationship to relationship, those kind of things, where we're looking for fulfillment, looking for something that we're not allowing to be refined in us. And like I said, it doesn't have to be even as drastic as we're talking about, obviously a marriage or a job, but it could be relationships with your friends, relationships with your children, things that continue to come up that you're not dealing with. It just like, oh, but this kid is doing this, or this person is doing this. And it's like, what is God trying to show you in yourself, that you need to have refined? And God will use things that are not necessarily of him or like him or fit with his personality, because he's going to get the glory, because at the end he will still humble those who he's trying to refine you through. You're worried about, oh, well, this person. It's like, you need to worry about yourself. And I think the last thing to kind of consider is, we are never in a position where God can't refine us through whatever means. His means are great and merciful and many. And so when we feel like his deliverance can only come through one thing, or one way, it looks like one thing, then that's pride in ourselves. That's pride saying, well, we know how God's going to work. And I think that's a mistake that I've certainly made in my life. It's like, well, this doesn't look like what God's doing, so I'm going to do this. And God is like, no, just wait on me, wait here, wait in the exile, wait in the place where it looks like you're being oppressed, and I'm going to deliver you. And those who have wronged you, even in that season when I was delivering you, they will be humbled as well. And not because, to say, they got what they deserve, as much as God is saying, I'm in charge. I'm the one who is the provider, the Alpha, the Omega of everything. So, just in closing this, Beyond the Bread, just, what is God using in your life to refine you that you don't like? What is something in your life that keeps coming up that you don't like? And rather than, maybe pushing it away or being frustrated, maybe it's time to say, okay, God, I don't like the situation. I don't like this person. I don't like this job. But what is it about that continues to occur that I need to have refined in me, that I need to have where you can get the glory, where you can deliver me to the next place where I need to be in life? So just consider that, pray on that. Again, always read your scripture. I am not, an ordained minister or anything like that, where I'm going to tell you what God said. I don't even believe that they should say that personally. But what I'm saying is, read your word, pray on it. I'm just trying to plant a seed of what I believe, God's doing in my life, what God is saying to me, and I hope that it helps you. So again, I want to encourage everyone, check out, Break Bread, Break Chains, the weekly devotional. You can subscribe to it by going to breakbreadbreakchains.com. Subscribe there in your email. And if that kind of thing, you get all the content that we put out. So again, I want to thank everyone for watching this video, this extended video. I hope to be doing this on a regular basis as a supplement to the devotional. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys very soon. God bless.